there, space explorers. I'm Carolyn, and I work at the Keck Observatory. Welcome to Saturn.
Saturn, often called the jewel of the solar system, is one of the most captivating planets we have ever studied. Famous for its stunning rings and mysterious atmosphere, Saturn continues to surprise scientists with new discoveries. It is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest after Jupiter. Despite its size, Saturn is incredibly light for a gas giant. It could float in water if there were an ocean big enough. In this video, we will explore Saturn's formation, structure, rings, moons, weather, magnetic field, and the latest findings that help us understand this remarkable world. Formation and basic characteristics. Saturn formed about 4.5 billion years ago from the same cloud of gas and dust that created the rest of the solar system. Most of its mass is hydrogen and helium, the same elements that make up stars. Saturn has a diameter of about 120,000 kilometers, nearly 9.5 times that of Earth. However, it rotates very quickly, completing one day in just about 10.7 hours. This rapid rotation causes the planet to bulge at the equator and flatten at the poles, giving Saturn an oblate shape. Internal structure. Although we cannot see inside Saturn directly, scientists use gravity and magnetic field data to model its internal structure. Saturn likely has a small rocky core surrounded by a thick layer of metallic hydrogen. Above that is a layer of liquid hydrogen and helium. The outermost layer is a gaseous atmosphere extending thousands of kilometers. The pressure and temperature inside Saturn are extreme. In the metallic hydrogen layer, hydrogen behaves like an electrically conducting liquid, which plays a key role in generating the planet's magnetic field. Atmosphere and weather. Saturn's atmosphere is made mostly of hydrogen and helium, with traces of methane, ammonia, and water vapor. The upper atmosphere displays pale yellow and beige bands, created by strong winds and differences in temperature and composition. In fact, Saturn has some of the strongest winds in the solar system, reaching speeds of over 1,800 kilometers per hour near the equator. One of the most fascinating features in Saturn's atmosphere is the North Polar hexagon, a six-sided jet stream around the North Pole. This geometric weather pattern has remained stable for decades, and scientists are still trying to fully understand why it has such a perfect shape. Saturn also experiences massive storms. The Great White Spot is a periodic storm that appears roughly every 30 Earth years and can grow large enough to encircle the entire planet. The rings. Composition and mysteries. Saturn's rings are its most iconic feature. They are made of billions of particles ranging in size from tiny grains of ice to chunks larger than houses. These particles are mostly water ice with a small amount of rock and dust. The rings are incredibly thin, often only about 10 meters thick, but extend over 280,000 kilometers in diameter. There are several main rings labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. The Cassini division, a dark gap between the A and B rings, was first observed in the 17th century and is caused by gravitational interactions with Saturn's moons. One of the most surprising discoveries from the Cassini spacecraft was that Saturn's rings might be relatively young, perhaps only 100 million years old. They could have formed from the remains of a destroyed moon or comet. However, some scientists argue they might be as old as the solar system, but appear young due to ongoing recycling of material. The true age of the rings remains a subject of active debate. Moons, a rich and diverse system. Saturn has at least 146 confirmed moons, more than any other planet as of recent data. These moons range from tiny, irregular rocks to large, planet-like worlds. Titan is Saturn's largest moon and the second largest in the solar system. It is larger than Mercury and has a thick atmosphere rich in nitrogen. Titan also has liquid methane and ethane lakes on its surface, making it the only other object in the solar system with stable liquid on the surface. Scientists believe that studying Titan may help us understand early Earth or even the possibilities for life in cold environments. NASA's Dragonfly mission, planned for the 2030s, will send a flying drone to explore Titan's surface and atmosphere. Enceladus. Perhaps the most surprising moon is Enceladus. It is small, only about 500 kilometers across, but it has geysers that shoot water vapor and ice into space. Beneath its icy crust lies a global liquid ocean. Cassini even sampled some of the plumes and detected organic molecules. This makes Enceladus one of the most promising places to search for life beyond Earth. Other moons like Rhea, Iapetus, and Mimas each have unique characteristics, such as strange surface patterns or unusual shapes. Some moons, such as Pan and Atlas, even help shape the rings by clearing paths through them. Magnetic field and radiation. Saturn has a strong magnetic field, though not as strong as Jupiter's. It is unusual because it is extremely well aligned with the planet's rotation axis, unlike Earth and most other planets. The magnetic field creates a magnetosphere that traps charged particles and protects the planet's atmosphere. However, compared to Jupiter, Saturn's radiation belts are milder, making future missions to its moons slightly more manageable for spacecraft. Space missions and discoveries. Several spacecraft have visited Saturn. Pioneer 11 and the Voyager missions provided the first close-up images in the 1970s and 1980s. But the most important mission was Cassini-Huygens, which orbited Saturn from 2004 to 2017. Cassini studied Saturn's rings, moons, and atmosphere in incredible detail. The Huygens probe landed on Titan in 2005, becoming the first spacecraft to land in the outer solar system. Cassini's grand finale in 2017 involved diving between Saturn and its rings before finally plunging into the planet's atmosphere. Current questions and future missions. Even today, Saturn holds many mysteries. How old are the rings? How did its moons form? Could life exist in the oceans of Enceladus or the lakes of Titan? Upcoming missions like Dragonfly aim to answer some of these questions. Advances in telescopes and space technology will continue to reveal new insights into this giant world. Conclusion. Saturn is more than just a beautiful planet. It is a laboratory of complex processes that help us understand the history and dynamics of our solar system. From its swirling storms and intricate rings to its fascinating moons with oceans and atmospheres, Saturn challenges our imagination and inspires future exploration. As we continue to study this jewel of the solar system, we move closer to unlocking the secrets of the universe itself. If you enjoyed this journey through the terrifying beauty of space, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next.